Hari Om. This is Lakshmi Anand, aka Lydia Scott, as I was formerly known. I am here today to talk to you about the Rainbow Gates, which I have introduced in my book, Realizing Emerald City: Find Your True Power on the Yellow Brick Road. And I previously discussed part one of the first gate of the Rainbow Gates in a previous video, but there is a second part to the first gate. Now, the Rainbow Gates have been modeled off of Alcoholics Anonymous 12 steps. Just as the steps of Alcoholics Anonymous make a dysfunctional person functional, the Rainbow Gates take a functional person and make them help them to become, I should say, self-actualized, self-realized, awakened, and even some people might say prepare for ascension, if you will, to move to the fourth dimension. Even the Alcoholics Anonymous book says we are rocketed into the fourth dimension. So they knew something that was quite amazing. Obviously in the 12 steps, because many millions of miracles have come out of those steps, and this is just a modified form of those steps that I have been given to bring to you, and hopefully you'll find them useful. Hopefully, if it speaks to you, then look into it. You can find this book on Amazon.com, or you can come to some of my classes, or go to rainbowgates.com, which is plural, rainbowgates.com. Okay, so, also, in this, you'll find the allegory of the Wizard of Oz is used, so it makes it really fun, especially if you love the Wizard of Oz, which I call the American mythology, just like every culture has. The Greeks have theirs, India has theirs, and we have ours here too, now in America. So this is the Wizard of Oz is American mythology, and it has many archetypes in it, which are explained in this book, and there's more than that, So this is the tip of the iceberg. So we're going to go to the Gate of Illusion, which is the first gate, and that's on page 82. Okay, so 82. Here's a good quote from the first chapter. I tried to control and manage ability. It didn't work. That's a great quote. So the whole gate says, we admitted we felt powerless. We ceased fighting. Now, I covered the first part, we admitted we felt powerless, which is a huge distinction in being powerless, because we're not powerless. But when we feel powerless, we are in illusion. And that's what this is about. So the second part of this gate is we ceased fighting. Now, the first gate in the first step in Alcoholics Anonymous talks a lot about surrendering, but it also talks a lot about, it says that we ceased fighting anything and anyone, something to that effect. Please, I'm paraphrasing, not quoting, but that's pretty close. And so I'm trying to leave everything very simple and open down to its primary idea. We ceased fighting, and that is about surrendering. The next question you might have is, surrendering to what? And why am I surrendering? Well, if you've come to the Rainbow Gates, first off, why have you surrendered? Or why are you surrendering? Because there's something that's standing in between you and your self-actualization, your awakening, your happiness, and your true self. Your true self is fully joy, fully bliss, fully love. So it is, if you're interested in these gates, It's because you're aware that you have a block to the awareness of love. Doesn't mean love isn't there. It means there's a block to the awareness of its presence in you and throughout your world. The next question, what are we surrendering to? We essentially say, this is essentially saying, or, when we cease fighting, we're fighting with things that don't work. We're fighting with the world, and things aren't working. We're fighting either in ourselves, in our inner world, or our outer world. And so ceasing to fight can be pretty scary for many people, because maybe you think that's the only thing standing between you and your demise. But actually, paradoxically, that is not true. What's true is that when you cease fighting with what doesn't work and you start flowing in harmony, then you will find what does work. You open the door for the next gate, which is trust, the gate of trust. And that's a whole different matter that would be discussed. But it doesn't mean that you're giving up. It means you're opening a door. You're not holding the door shut anymore. You're not struggling. You're not white knuckling it, as I call it. You're ceasing to fight. You don't have to fight anymore. And that is beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. Can you feel that? It's a wonderful thing to not have to struggle and to learn to flow in harmony with the universe. Because when you learn how the universe works, you're not fighting. You're practicing flowing with the laws of the universe, and because you know how it works, you now know how the laws of the universe operate, so you don't struggle against them as in fighting your way upstream. You move yourself, you let the stream carry you downstream. You not down to a not good place, but along the flow of life. So in turning yourself to work with the current of life, you don't have to struggle. You actually use that power to your advantage. It's a bigger power than you. It's a truer power. Let me back up on it's a bigger power than. In AA they talk about it being higher power. And the word bigger also connotates a hierarchy of sorts. I actually call it in my book true power. So one's not bigger, better, or whatever than the other, but there is a difference between what is an illusion, what's false, and what is more real or more true. We are operating in an illusory world, and we only see reflections of reality. So we work with what is more true, more reflection of reality, is going to carry you, is going to have more of a more power in it, more ease in it, more flow, more bliss, more love. So, if you would like to hear more concepts or discussions like this that you think might help your life, or what you might be struggling with or want some help with, then subscribe to my channel, like and subscribe. And you can also look at rainbowgates.com to find out where I might be having classes, and you might be soon be able to sign up for online classes too. Alrighty, so remember, you're awesome, and have a great day to have a great life. Bye for now. Lakshmi Anand, signing off.